What is up, guys, and welcome back for Week 9 of the DTC Draft League Season 3 B-League. Yes, that is a mouthful. I'm your man, MetaMech, coach of the Miami Heatran. And here in Week 9, the Miami Heatran have got a monumental battle ahead of us against a phenomenal competitor, a phenomenal opponent. It is my man, Craw Daddy, coach of the Pittsburgh Plusles. So, without wasting much time, I'm just going to tell you guys he's got a very, very scary team. Like I said, he's a very great battler. He is also 6-2. The playoffs are on the horizon. We are neck and neck. The Sun Division is very competitive for those playoff spots. So, this is not for the faint of heart, these battles going forward. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys his team. Boom! Metal. Absolute monster. Very, very, very bulky, pure steel type. I love steel types, by the way. I love metal. I've never used one. Maybe I'll get to use one day. But double iron bash puts in so much work. He gets ice punch. He gets thunder punch, but for some reason doesn't get fire punch, I'm pretty sure, but I'll have to look that up again before the battle. But just base 143 attack, base 143 defense, and I think, and really high HP stat as well. He just lives moves. He puts out so much work. Obviously got the Iron Fist ability, which boosts, Thunder Punch and Ice Punch and Double Iron Bash, and I think Darkest Lariat as well that this thing gets. He's just an absolute monster. You could throw a Choice Band on him. You could also maybe throw an Assault Vest on him, and then he even lives a lot of special moves. Just an absolute monster. You got to have ways to deal with this thing. He is just a huge, huge threat. He's very slow. But he more than makes up with that with his power and hitting capabilities. Next up, he's got Lunala. It is a Psychic and Ghost type, so it's quad weak to Dark and Ghost, so that can be very problematic for it, but it does have the Shadow Shield ability, which kind of like multi-scale from Leauge, when you're at full health, it halves damage you take from moves. So where else most Dark type moves from a strong attacker could OHKO it, it won't because of Shadow Shield, as long as he's got the Shadow Shield intact. So a lot of times he'll run heavy duty boots on this thing, so that way, Stealth Rocks, things like that, don't give it the damage. That way Shadow Shield will stay intact. Will he run that? Who knows? Obviously, monster special attack. It's the same as Solgaleo, except its special attack and special defense are flipped with Solgaleo with its physical attack and physical defense. So it's just an absolute monster. Like I said, Shadow Shield ability. It gets stab ghost type moves, which are super effective against our Solgaleo. It's got the same base speed stat as Solgaleo. Like I said, all the stats are the same except special attack and special defense versus physical attack and physical defense. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands here. I just hit my mic. I'm going crazy. Like I said, this battle's intense this week. Same speed as Solgaleo. Absolute monster. Gets a lot of coverage. Gets Thunder Wave. Gets Toxic. Gets Ice Beam. Gets Will-O-Wisp. Gets Roost to heal itself back up to potentially bring a Shadow Shield back. It's obviously Calm Mind. It's an absolute monster, absolute threat. You've got to have ways to deal with this thing. Next up, he's got Haxorus. We're going against the Haxorus 2 weeks here in a row. We went against the Haxorus in the IBA Week 1, which, by the way, if you guys missed that battle, it's up on my channel. You guys should definitely go and check it out. But Haxorus as well also has base 97 speed. So we got these two mons that tie our Uber speed tier here. So it's absolutely crazy. Speed is going to be huge in this matchup. Like I said, base 97 speed. Absolutely just ridiculous physical attacking stats, like base 143 or 147 or something. It's an absolute monster as well. You can set up Dragon Dances with it. It is one of his Z captains as well. And that is another thing I noticed about my man Craw Daddy. He likes to bring a Z every single week, I'm pretty sure. And I'll get to the other one here in a second. So I've definitely seen him run the Z move on his Haxorus before, especially after putting up a Dragon Dance. Very, very threatening. You gotta just be very careful about that and gotta have ways to potentially work around that. Like I said, Dragon Dance, Z Captain hits extremely, extremely hard and ties our Uber speed tier. So nothing to forget about here. Haxorus is a real threat. Next up, he's got Wheezing, the pure poison type Wheezing, not Galarian Wheezing. This is regular Wheezing, but still has the neutralizing gas ability, so something potentially we have to look out for, as well as the Levitate ability to potentially make it immune to ground type moves. So that's something we have to keep an eye out for. It is usually used as a major physical wall because it's got very good defense. And so you max defense, max HP, and it can eat up a lot of physical moves. It gets Will-O-Wisp, it gets Toxic Spikes, it gets Pain Split, it gets Haze, It gets, Destiny Bond, it gets Memento, it gets a lot of different things. I'm pretty sure about all those moves. I'm pretty sure we prepped for Galarian, not pretty sure. Definitely sure we prepped for Galarian Weezing earlier this season. I'm pretty sure regular Weezing gets a lot of those same moves, so can be a very, very good utility mon, and you got to be able to have ways to work around that thing. Next up, he's got Primarina. Doesn't have the best special defense in Weezing. By the way, not Primarina. Weezing doesn't have the best special defense. So that's really the side you want to be hitting that thing on. Next up, he's got Primarina, the water and fairy type. Now, this thing has got really good special attack and really, really great special defense as well. So definitely want to hit this thing on the physical side where we can. And it definitely doesn't want to take the physical moves. But like I said, it hits very hard with the special type moves. You set up a few common mines with this thing, and it can hit very hard. It gets a liquid voice ability, which can turn, I think, normal type moves into water type moves, or no, it turns sound based moves into water type moves, which can be pretty cool. Like Hyper Voice can become a water type move, but Surf is already also a base 90 power, so not really sure if there might be something I'm missing where that could be more useful than just Surf or something. But that's just something you got to keep an eye out for. Maybe there's a move that's more powerful I'm not aware of. But anyway, the water and fairy typing hits very, very hard and can eat up a lot of special type moves. Obviously can put in a lot of work for him. And next up, he's got Mega Venusaur. This man has got 2 members of our SSL team. 2 very proud members that we brought to almost every battle that put in a lot of work for us, being Mega Venusaur and Alola Muck, which we'll get to in a minute. Mega Venusaur, insanely bulky, has really good special attack, has really good defense and special defense, solid HP. You can theoretically even make it physical. I mean, it does have better special attack, but it does get a decent physical move pool if you want to surprise some people. That's something that we potentially have to keep an eye out for. But obviously gets Leech Seed and Sleep Powder, and then can Toxic, Synthesis. I mean, before he Megas, he could rely on Chlorophyll to boost its speed. Because you don't have to Mega turn 1 in this league, but once it does Mega, it gets thick fat, so it loses its fire and ice type weakness, which is really cool. Obviously, one reason why I really love Mega Venusaur. Just a real threat, and can definitely be a utility mon once it Mega Evolves and be bulky and mess around with things like that. But before it Mega Evolves, it can put in a lot of work, obviously, with Chlorophyll if you don't Mega right away. So definitely can put in a lot of work there, Mega Venusaur, if you don't have ways to deal with it. Next up, he's got Sudowoodo, which is another one of his Z captains, which, spoiler alert, guys, by the way, this is definitely being recorded before the battle. I would definitely, what's the way I want to put this? I think Sudowoodo is coming to this battle, and I'll tell you the reason why I think Sudowoodo is coming to this battle. 2 weeks ago, I told you guys about all those team changes we made in Week 7. I wanted Sudowoodo. I asked this man for Sudowoodo. We ended up getting Lycanroc Midnight instead. Spoiler, obviously he wouldn't trade it. So how big of a baller move is that to bring them on and potentially put in a lot of work with them on that your opponent wanted to take from you? You know what I mean? So I definitely could see Sudowoodo coming in this battle, and obviously gets Rockhead. Nothing wants to take a head smash from a Sudowoodo, especially if you put Rockhead on that thing. Then there's no recoil damage. Also gets Wood Hammer for coverage. You can run Sturdy on it, which that is something I've noticed about my man, is he typically, I think, runs Sturdy, because I've seen him when he uses his recoil moves that it does the recoil. So that is something that, he could be doing Sturdy as well, because either way, you can't go wrong. Sturdy is a really good ability, so you can't be one-shot. And then Rockhead is a really good ability for moves like Head Smash to do no recoil, and Wood Hammer as well. And then hits really hard on the physical side. Special defense is not the best, can still put in work. It is a Stealth Rocks user, and it is one of his Z captains as well, if I did not mention that. So one thing that I've noticed about my man is that, like I said, he does typically bring a Z user every week, if I remember correctly. And it seems like whichever one comes, you can definitely expect that. Not definitely, but it seemed like if you saw one of them there, it was usually rocking a Z move. So that's something we have to keep an eye out for. Rocky MZ, or potentially you could run a different Z. It doesn't have to be Rocky MZ. But Sudowoodo can definitely put in a lot of work. Also gets Sucker Punch, which is really interesting. So, and I'm pretty sure it might get the Elemental Punches as well. I don't know that for a fact, so I'm definitely going to look that up for the battle. But Sudowoodo is very slow, doesn't have the best special defense, but with its abilities and its coverage and Sucker Punch as well, you really can't go wrong. It's a really good mod, which is why I wanted to take this thing. But hey, it's okay. We didn't get it. Hopefully it doesn't destroy us this week. But next up, like I said, Alolan Muck is also a real huge threat. This is another one of our members from the SSL we did here last year. This thing is just really bulky. You can run Assault Vest on it just to make it live special moves for eternity. It's only weak to ground, gets Stab Knockoff, gets Poison Touch. what's not to love about this thing? I love Alola Muck. It's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. So hopefully this thing doesn't destroy us too much this week, or it's probably going to break my heart. And if he does bring it, we have to end its life. That will also break my heart. But like I said, stab knockoff, only beats the ground, very bulky, gets priority Shadow Sneak, gets Pain Split, gets Curse, and gets the elemental punches as well. Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch. And it can be a real problem. And like I said, Special Ball, physical defense, not the best, but where its physical defense isn't like amazing, it's 75, which is not bad, and it has a really solid HP stat. So what's not to love about Alola Muck? Next up, he's got Masquerain, which he has not brought to a lot of battles. I think he's only brought it once, which was his last battle, which I could also definitely see him bringing this thing for Sticky Web's potential and Intimidate, which could be really nice for him. So I can definitely see that coming as well. And it is very frail, and it's not the fastest mon, but like I said, Intimidate is really nice, and Sticky Webs on this thing is also really nice. So I could definitely see him bringing this thing for, potential Intimidate and Sticky Webs purposes, because like I said, speed is huge in this battle, with Lunala and Haxorus having the same base speed as Solgaleo. Speed could be huge in this battle. Now, the good thing is for Solgaleo, obviously with its Full Metal Body ability, it is immune to the effects of Sticky Web, but still, I can definitely see Sticky Webs being a potential big player in this battle. Next up, he's got Jolteon. This thing is very fast and hits very hard on the special side. It's got a really solid special attacking stat, solid special defense, and a really good speed stat. This thing is very fast. It's as fast as Mon with base 130 speed. Doesn't really like to take physical moves, but even where it is weak to really strong physical ground types, it can get HP Ice for sure, which can still put in a lot of work for this thing. And it does get Shadow Ball, and then to have electric type moves, it does get Volt Switch for Switch Initiative, things like that. But yeah, it's very hard, and it's his fastest mon, and I could definitely see him bring it to this battle just to help with speed control, things like that. Next up is Palossand, the Ghost and Ground type. This thing can put in a lot of work under the right situations. It does get Water Compaction, which can raise its defense if it's hit by a water type move. And I've seen this thing also gets Amnesia. It gets Shore Up. It is a Stealth Rock user as well. Shore Up, which is kind of like Recover, whatever. It's the signature version of Recover for this mon. But Water Compaction, nothing to mess around with. You don't want to mess around with that at all. And then like Amnesia to boost its special defense. And it's got solid physical defense as well. Solid special attack. So this thing can be a real nuisance if you don't really have good ways to deal with it, and can put in a lot of work, like I said, also as a Stealth Rock user. And then Water Compaction, you hit with a water type move, boost your defense by 2 stages. You definitely don't want to be hitting this thing with a water type move if you can avoid that. So, like I said, very scary team. He is a very good battler, and I'm very much looking forward to this battle. But without wasting any more of your guys' time, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my team that we're bringing to the battle this week. Wait 1 second. Let's go ahead and do that. Now let's show you guys my team we're bringing to this battle. Boom! Look at it. We got Michael, which, by the way, hopefully you guys like my nickname theme this week. I couldn't really think of anything, and I was just off the top of my head, I was just like, yo, let's just go with this. If you get it, hey, shout out to you. Hopefully, let me know in the comments down below if you get it and if you like it. Next up, we got Michael, or first up, we got Michael the Solgaleo with the Assault Vest. I didn't want to run Choice Scarf this week. I figured Assault Vest was the way to go because otherwise a Moongeist Beam is doing so much damage to us from the Lunala, and this way we can at least live one. Unless he's Choice Specs. If he is Choice Specs, then it is a roll. I think it's around like 50%, so we still don't want to be messing around with that. But you know what? If he's Choice Specs, we could potentially win a speed tie. And then, obviously, as you guys can see there, we have Flame Charge. So, Flame Charge, Knockoff, Psychic Fangs, and Sunsteel Strike hopefully is the right moveset for this boy this week. We got to maximize that speed to make sure, at the very least, as long as he's not scarfed, it is a speed tie with the Lunala, speed tie with the Haxorus, if he's max speed on the Haxorus as well, and brings the Haxorus, of course. But, yeah, so max speed, max attack with the Jolly Nature, with the remaining 4 EVs into HP, and the Assault Vest. And then, like I said, potentially, hopefully, maybe if we're in the right situation, or we think we can live one and we think it's the right thing to do, we go for that Flame Charge, boost our speed by 1, and then potentially put ourselves in a good position to outspeed things and wreak havoc, wreck shop. I kind of got those a little bit confused there, a little bit twisted, but that's our plan for Michael the Solgaleo this week. Next up, we got Stanley the Thunderous holding the leftovers, not the Focus Sash. Not the Focus Sash, guys. We're going leftovers on my man Thunderous, with the Prankster ability and the moves Thunder Wave, Thunderbolt, Substitute, and Focus Blast. Now, I thought about running Focus Sash. I actually had it on this man for a little bit. I also thought about running Fightinium Z, but I originally settled on leftovers with the move Substitute because I was originally going to run Thunder Wave, Taunt, Thunderbolt, and Focus Blast. And I'm just like, that's too predictable, man. That is too predictable. I bring essentially the same similar set with Thunder Wave and Taunt, Thunderbolt, and then a different coverage move. And I just think it's too predictable. So I wanted to change it up this week. We might be leading Stanley the Thunderous again this week, potentially depending on who he sends out. If we do feel Thunderous and we do lead Thunderous, I can go for substitute turn 1. It is priority no matter what, even if he's Choice Scarf. So we can outspeed and go for a substitute and potentially see what they're trying to do, because I think he could, with whatever his lead is, he could lead a Mon with Lumberry, and just start straight up attacking. That way, if we go for Thunder Wave, then the Lumberry pops, it's not paralyzed, and then he hits us for damage. Or we could go, for Taunt, and he just starts straight up attacking, and then it doesn't even matter that, we potentially Thunder Wave or whatever. So I think that's too predictable, so that's why I wanted to run Substitute. So potentially, I also know he likes to lead off with his Z users. So if we run Substitute, he goes for a Z move potentially right away. Then obviously our Substitute takes a Z move, which would be amazing if that's what happens. But I could definitely see, like I said, Sudowoodo coming to this battle, and I could definitely see Sudowoodo being the lead as well. Because potentially if he goes, because if you're a Sudowoodo, you can just straight up attack me if Thunderous is out there. You don't want to, you could try to put up Stealth Rocks, but you assume Taunt, so you just straight up attack me. You're already really slow, so you don't care if you get Thunder Waved. I mean, it's obviously not ideal, but if you do get Thunder Waved, it's not the end of the world, because most things are going to outspeed you anyway. So I could definitely see at least a slow Mon being the lead, because you don't care if you're Thunder Wave, and then you just straight up attack. So Taunt, you're not worried about that. So I definitely could see that being his lead. And then, like I said, Focus Blast, Thunderbolt to hit, just things for stab, like the Weezing and the Sudowoodo and the Alolan Muck and the Masquerain, and then the Primarina as well. Focus Blast to hit the Melmetal as hard as we possibly can. If he's running Assault Vest, even Assault Vest, Focus Blast is only going to do around half or something. If we land, that is. That is, of course, if we land, like I said. So that's obviously the plan for Focus Blast. Obviously, as you guys can see, the Palo-Sand walls us so hard, because obviously it's immune to Thunderbolt, it's immune to Focus Blast, so hopefully we don't get in that situation. But if we can go for a sub, maybe he's only got like Stealth Rocks, Shore Up, and Earth Power and Toxic or something like that, so maybe we completely wall it as well. Maybe we can scare it out. Who knows? We'll see what happens when we get to the battle. But then that is it for Thunderous. And then we got 144 with a Timid Nature, just to make sure that we outspeed everything on his team that is not choiced, excluding Jolteon, which already outspeeds us. So the Lunala and the Haxorus are his next highest speed tier after the Jolteon. So we will always outspeed those Mons, all of those Mons besides Jolteon, as long as they're not choice. Max Special Attack, the rest into HP, just to help us live moves. And that is Stanley the Thunderous. Next up, we got Dwight the Gliscor holding the Toxic Orb with the Poison Heal ability and the moves Earthquake, Roost, Knockoff, and Stealth Rock. Now, originally I had U-Turn and Defog on this man, but I wanted to run a different set. I'm still debating kind of between Roost and U-Turn. Do I want Roost for longevity? Do I even think I'm going to last a long time in battle as a Gliscor? I don't really know, because I could definitely see him bringing a lot of water, ice-type coverage, so how long am I going to really last? So it might be better for U-Turn, Switch Initiative. So I don't know. I might change that before the battle, but we'll see what happens. And then, like I said, I put Stealth Rock over Defog, because we got a different Defog on the team. Spoiler alert if you guys can't guess already. But yeah, this is the moveset we're rocking out with. Max attack with the 252 EVs into attack, 60 EVs into speed, which help us to outspeed a max speed Primarina. In case he's trying to speed creep with the Primarina, we will outspeed it. He potentially could. I could definitely see him trying to speed creep for things like the Goodra if we bring it, and Gliscor if we think we're comfortable and we don't put any EVs into speed. It's just there. We automatically outspeed the Primarina. We don't have to worry about it unless he's Choice Scarfed as well, obviously. And then, like I said, maximum attack, and then the rest into HP just to help us live moves. Earthquake is huge against this team, because he's only got one immunity to Earthquake, which is the Masquerain. A lot of his Mons really don't want to take Earthquakes, being Jolteon, Alolan Muck, Sudowoodo, Melmetal, Weezing, obviously, if he's running Neutralizing Gas over Levitate, which I assume he'd run Levitate if he brings Weezing. But hey, you never know. Potentially. So Earthquake is very good against his team, and Knockoff is also really good against his team. Knockoff is just such a great item. You can knock off obviously whatever your opponent's item is, unless it's a Mega Stone or a Z Crystal. And so we don't really want to go for knockoff on things like the Haxorus and the Super Widow. But hey, that's what we got Earthquake for in those bonds potentially. And then next up we got Angela. There we go. We got Angela the Comfey holding the heavy duty boots. Originally I had leftovers on this thing, and then I had Synthesis over Defog. But I decided heavy duty boots is the way to go in case he does put up sticky webs. We can heavy duty boots in there, make sure we outspeed everything that's not a Jolteon or Choice Scarf. Because we have put 232 EVs into speed with the Timid Nature. So like I said, his 97 speed tier, the Lunala and the Haxorus, we will outspeed those things, guaranteed unless they're Choice Scarfed. And then Jolteon as well will outspeed us, but I'm not really worried about a Jolteon one-shotting me, even if he specs, I think we live. And then with the Lunala, if it specs, it's a speed tie, or it's like a roll, but regardless, we outspeed the Lunala if he specs, so it doesn't really matter. With the moves, Draining Kiss, Leech Seed, Defog, and Aromatherapy, because this man does definitely like to run status. That is one of his big strats with his Lunala that he's done essentially all season long. He only changed it up last week, so maybe he started to show his hand. Maybe he's going to change it up for this week. But he has relied on like Thunderwave, Hex, or Toxic Spikes, Hex with his Lunala for a lot of this season. The first 7 battles, I think. So I could definitely see Status being a big player in this battle. Now, obviously, Thundurus is immune to Thunderwave. Gliscor is immune to Thunderwave. Zeraora, if we bring Zeraora, of course, is immune to Thunderwave. So I don't see maybe him relying on that, especially because, obviously, with Obstagoon being immune to Lunala's stab with Psychic and Ghost, Obstagoon is such an obvious bring here. So you don't really care about Hex so much on that thing because you can't even hit it as well. So I definitely don't think he's going to run that strat, but it's potentially there. And but we still have it just in case Solgaleo gets burned, or somebody gets burned, or paralyzed. We don't want to get paralyzed. Regardless, whatever situation is, that's what we got Aromatherapy for. And then, like I said, default clear hazards, Leech Seed just for just to help. Maybe we can throw Leech Seed to throw her out in a situation where we're just completely walled. We can't really do anything. But we can Leech Seed it, and then Draining Kiss is there. I put enough. So, like I said, speed into this thing to where it outspeeds everything besides Jolteon or Choice Scarfers. And then the 156 EVs into special attack. If he's got no special defense investment on his Haxorus, Draining Kiss is guaranteed 2-shot. If he's got no special attack, no HP investment, which I assume most Haxorus are going to be max speed, obviously because he needs the speed to speed tie Solgaleo if he brings it. And so max speed and then max attack, which is what I assume he would run. And then 156 EVs into special attack with Draining Kiss allows us to guarantee 2-shot the Haxorus, so it does over 50%. So if maybe for some reason Haxorus starts getting out of control, we have Draining Kiss there to help take care of it. As long as it's hopefully under half at that point, like I said. And then the rest in HP just to help us live moves. Next up, we got Jim, the Zeraora, holding the Expert Belt with the Volt Absorb ability and the moves Plasma Fist, Bulk Up, Knockoff, and Low Kick. Low Kick for the Melmetal with the Expert Belt is going to do a lot of damage, especially if we can get a Bulk Up off. Knockoff puts in a lot of work against the Lunala, especially, like I said, if we can get a Bulk Up off. And then Plasma Fist is just good coverage for, the Sudowoodo, the Alolan Muck, the Masquerain, the Primarina. So we just... the Mega Venusaur walls us pretty well because obviously we can't knock off its item. Low Kick isn't going to do much. Plasma Fist isn't going to do much, but hopefully we have other ways to deal with the Mega Venusaur. But yeah, so the reason why we are max HP with only 4 EVs into speed, because that is all we need. The 4 EVs into speed is all we need to outspeed max speed Lunala and max speed Haxorus. Now, I'm pretty much just not even worrying about the Jolteon with this set because Jolteon is obviously going to outspeed me. If he puts any speed into Jolteon at all, not any, but if he wants to outspeed me with Jolteon, he's going to. I'm going to assume if he brings Jolteon, I'm just going to assume that he outspeeds me. And that's where we're going to go with that. But then that allows me to just put the rest into HP for bulk. And then with the Adamant Nature, like I said, just to help our physical attacking moves do more damage. Hopefully it doesn't come to bite me that the Jolteon will outspeed us, essentially if he puts any speed into it. But hopefully he's like me and he's like... he's definitely going to put speed into his Zeraora, so I don't need to worry about putting speed into my Jolteon. Hopefully that's his mindset. He's like, I only need to put enough speed into this thing to outspeed Thundurus. And hopefully he thinks that. If not, he'll outspeed us. It is what it is. We'll deal with it then. And then last, but definitely not least, we've got Pam, the Goodra, with the Assault Vest and the Sap Sipper ability to hopefully for the most part, wall the Venusaur. Obviously, the Venusaur could go for Toxic, which we wouldn't like at all. And then he could essentially Toxic stall us with like Synthesis and stuff like that. Hopefully we don't get in that situation. But obviously we resist Grass. Poison with the Assault Vest is not going to do too much. And then we're immune to all Grass-type moves with Sap Sipper. And that includes, I didn't know this, but that includes Leech Seed and Sleep Powder. So Sap Sipper is really good in this matchup for the Venusaur. Hopefully he doesn't foresee that if he brings in just Toxic Stalls me, because that would be annoying. With the modest, not the modest, we have Mild Nature this week. Mild, for those of you guys don't know, as you guys can see, is up in special attack, down in defense. As a Goodra, we really don't want to be taking physical attacking moves anyway. Melmetal one-shots us anyway, so who cares? Haxorus one-shots us anyway, so who cares? Mega Venusaur, or Venusaur does get outraged, so that is also something I'm, potentially a little bit cautious of. Hopefully he doesn't, and then Venusaur obviously also gets 80 speed, so if he wants to outspeed us with Venusaur, he will, obviously because we're not max speed. And then we do live, I think, if I remember the calcs correctly, even a Head Smash from a Sudowoodo with a Mild Nature. And then from a Muck, we do live an Ice Punch, we do live a Gunk Shot, I think, if I remember correctly. Obviously, I'll calc in the match again when we get there. But the reason I wanted to run Mild is because I wanted to have a little bit of a mixed spread. So we got Modest, 252, so we're max special attack. Obviously, we got Fire Blast, you guys can see, to hit the Melmetal as hard as we possibly can. If he is Assault Vested, we still have a chance to two-shot him with Fire Blast, praying that we land. That's another thing, as you guys can see. Accuracy is going to be huge in this battle because we got Focus Blast on Thundurus. We've got Fire Blast on Goodra. We have Power Whip on Goodra. So none of those moves all three of those moves do not have 100 accuracy. So accuracy is going to be huge. I need the damage output from these things. And then, like I said, why did we want to run Mild? That is because I didn't want down an attack because, as you guys can see, I'm running Power Whip and Earthquake. Why am I running Power Whip and Earthquake? I'll tell you why. Earthquake, if he's just, like maybe just Adamant, max HP, Muck, Earthquake has a potential to do over 50%, maybe catch him off guard. And then Power Whip for the Primarina because he can potentially set up Calm Minds with his Primarina. So Power Whip maybe to catch him off guard. Originally I had Thunder Punch, and then I realized that Goodra also got Power Whip, which is obviously a lot higher base power to potentially two-shot the Primarina if he's not expecting it. So that's what we got Power Whip there for. And then we have 180 EVs into speed to guaranteed outspeed the Primarina again. Now, obviously you guys can see the Primarina is like the speed tier I based a lot of my team around, like Goodra, like Gliscor, so watch him not even bring Primarina, but we'll see. So that's what we got Power Whip there for the Primarina, and Earthquake for the Muck for potentially Sudowoodo. Obviously, also we can surprise the Jolteon with an Earthquake because we live special attacks for days. If he brings in Jolteon, we can surprise him with Earthquake. It doesn't OHKO, but it does a lot. And then Earthquake does a lot to the Muck, like I said. And then Power Whip does a lot to the Primarina and even the Sudowoodo. And then Earthquake also for the Sudowoodo. So they're not expecting that. And then Ice Beam, I originally had Surf. I also considered Thunderbolt. But the reason I wanted to run Ice Beam is because I didn't want to potentially Surf the Palossand and allow that thing to become a real problem if he brings the Palossand, because obviously, like I said, with Water Compaction, it increases defense by 2 stages. So that is not something we want to mess around with. Even if we ran a special, obviously, water typing move, he can run Amnesia. I've seen him do it. So that is the reason why I did not want to run Surf. And then, like I said, Ice Beam is good special move to hit the Palossand for. And obviously, we can hit the Haxorus with it if he switches in. But there's going to be no situation because he's always going to outspeed us. Unless for some reason, his speed gets lowered, which I don't see how that could happen. But yeah, you never know. It's Pokemon, crazy things happen, right? But yeah, I mean, that's the plan, to potentially surprise him with the Earthquake and the Power Whip. And then Fire Blast for the Melmetal. Goodra's main job in this is to hit the Melmetal with a Fire Blast and just do as much damage as we can to it to help us keep it under control. And then Ice Beam also hits the Masquerain. We do speed tie the Masquerain, but if he wants to outspeed us, again, he's going to outspeed us. Pretty sure they're both 80 base speed. And then Ice Beam is just a good coverage move. It's neutral on the Mega Venusaur. It hits the Weezing. Okay. It's not a 2-shot or anything. But hey, it's there. And potentially maybe we could get Freeze Hacks. You never know. I've been frozen a lot this season. So you never know what can happen. I swear I've been frozen so much this season, it is not even funny. So who knows? Maybe we'll get a freeze in this battle. But that's the team. Hopefully you guys like the team. This is the team I wanted to rock out with this week. Obviously, as always, teams are subject to change. So you never know what can happen before we actually get to the battle. But this is what I want to rock out with this week. And like I said, the battle is extremely high stakes. We're both 6-2 at this point and fighting for potential playoff spots and playoff positioning. So he's a very good battler, and it's not for the faint of heart. These battles going forward are very, very massive with a lot on the line. So we're going to give it our all no matter what, and hopefully we can come out on top. And I guess that's it. I'll see you guys in the battle. Wish me luck. What is up, guys, and welcome back to the battle. We are going strong here, and like I said, this is a very important battle, high stakes. He brought the Melmetal, the Lunala, the Alolan Muck, the Masquerain, the Sudowoodo, and the Haxorus. So, like I said in the team prep, I'm definitely thinking Sudowoodo could be a lead here. Masquerain also a lead. Muck a lead. They could all honestly be pretty good leads. And like I said, Z captains are Sudowoodo and Haxorus, so I'm definitely thinking one of those is holding a Z Crystal. Without further ado, guys, I guess let's go ahead and get started. We are recording. What I want to know is, does a banded Dragon Claw take out Gliscor? Let's say Outrage doesn't even take me down. He's adamant, he has a chance. If he's Z-move, he outspeeds me and can definitely take me down in one. I'm just gonna go with the plan. He didn't bring the Jolteon, so we don't have to worry about that thing. I'm gonna lead Thundurus. He goes straight up and leads Melmetal. Do I just go for the Focus Blast right away? Or do I go sub just to scout and see what he's doing? Just think it a setup move. He wouldn't bring this thing in knowing that I like to go for taunt. I think sub is the play. Then Focus Blast. He switches. Okay. Okay, now is it time to go for Focus Blast. How much damage are we doing to this Muck? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Thundurus. Muck. Let's say he's not Assault Vest. Let's just say he's Pursuit Trapper. Focus Blast does absolutely nothing, man. Are you kidding me? I think we just got to go Thunder Wave anyway, just to try and get Paralysis hacks on this thing, honestly. Let's go Thunder Wave. How is he immune? Oh, because he's a Dark type. Yo, I'm an idiot, bro. What did he go for? He went for Poison Jab. Oh, I cannot believe that, man. I always forget that, dude. I always forget that. Let's go for sub again. Let's see what he does this time. Knockoff. So he's not banded. We know that. I definitely think the play is to go into Gliscor then. Poison Touch. Okay, he didn't get the Poison Touch. He does have an Earthquake switch in. He does have an Earthquake switch in. So no Poison Heal on Gliscor, which is okay, I guess. He can definitely run Ice Punch in this thing. That's the only thing I'm worried about is an Ice Punch. He'd be smart to run it. So we know he's not Life Orb. We know he's not Banded. We know he's not Scarfed. I'm an idiot, man. I cannot believe I tried to go for a Thunder Wave on this thing. What a misplay. I could have gotten damage off on it. And then maybe scouted for Assault Vest or something. Let's go. He's definitely going for Ice Punch here, if he stays in, that is. He's definitely going for Ice Punch if he stays in. How much damage does Ice Punch do to me? Is it guaranteed one shot? Ice Punch. Does 75 to 89 if he's max. So yeah, definitely OHKOs me here. Okay, yeah, there comes that Masquerain. Yeah, I should have predicted that. That's okay. I don't really know what he's going to do to me, though. He could, like, Stun Spore me, I suppose. He could Hidden Power Ice me. Man, I should have predicted that, but I wasn't trying to predict so early, you know what I mean? We outspeed. Okay, I'm fine with sticky webs. Now that I know that we outspeed, I'm pretty cool with that. Okay. Knockup's going to do nothing to this thing now. And he cleared his own sticky web, which is cool. Defog. Does this thing get Roost? That's the only thing I'm concerned about. Okay, man, this battle is so crazy already. U-turn? Okay. So he took the knockoff, which, you know, is pretty cool. Who did he lead? Sudowoodo? How much does Head Smash do to me? Continental Crush can do a lot for sure. Head Smash does a max of 65. So I could live. My evasion's lowered, so Head Smash is definitely going to hit now. I outspeed him for Roost. Let's say I am... Let's get rid of my flying typing, and now Head Smash is a Z move. Oh, I live. Yeah, I'm going Roost here. Oh, my attack's been lowered. That's why I'm not doing anything to this thing. If he goes back into the Sudowoodo, let's just stay in for now. Oh, Whirlwind. Okay. Well, that definitely worked out. And I definitely outspeed this thing. Leauge Seed. Okay, so he's leftovers. That's good to know. Okay, we definitely have to go for Defog here. It's literally our only option. Does... We know he's not choice banded. We just saw leftovers. Not Solgaleo. Thunderous. Double Iron Bash does a max of 67.2. We'll save that play. Oh no! I forgot about the rocks! Oh my gosh, I am misplaying so hard right now, man. I am misplaying so freaking hard, dude. And if he's speed creeping, then he outspeeds Goodra now. He's definitely rocking Ice Punch. I'm an idiot, man. I can't believe I made that misplay. Can't believe I made that misplay. I should have just gone for Defog when I had the chance. I can still throw it in, but then I just die. I think I get damage off on this thing when I can. So, I'm going to go Earthquake. If he switches into Masquerain, it is dead. He should die. Acid Armor? Okay. I might have just misplayed, man. I don't have Thunderous's Focus Blast. He's +2 in defense, too. I only have one play here. It'd be crazy if I can bring it back. I really only have one play, though. Has to go out into Comfey and get rid of these webs. But his thing is still alive, so... he can still set up webs. It's not looking good, guys. Not looking good. I gotta just go Fire Blast here. Hope I land. His evasion is lowered. He's dead? Okay, that's good. Maybe we're doing something now. He can easily just bring in Haxorus here. So he's bringing in Sudowoodo. Interesting. Can do a solid amount of damage with Power Whip. I have a small chance to land to live Head Smash. But if he goes for Continental Crush, I'm 100% dead here. I don't see a way I can come back and win this one, guys. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to go Power Whip. I connect. Goes 50. Head smash. We die, so does he. I don't have Earthquake. I made so many misplays in this battle, guys. I'm really upset with myself. Sorry. With the Thunder Wave on the Alolan Muck, which cost me some percentage health on him. Because all 4 of these... Well, that thing's almost dead, but... I can see him definitely bringing in this thing just for an Intimidate. Mask or Rain. I think that's my only play here, really. Yeah, there's Masquerain. I have full metal body, so that's good. That's really good. We'll get a free flame charge up. Our attack is raised. Or our speed's raised. Okay, he's bringing out the big boy now. Yeah, that was a good play. Oh, we still outsped. How in the world did we outspeed that thing if he was +2? What did he go for? That... I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know what just happened. I really don't know what just happened, but... He says, why is he so bad at math? So I guess he misplayed as well. Maybe he went for Roost there, but I outsped. I don't know how I outsped that. I don't know. You know, I'm not gonna think too much about it. We'll see what happens. It's 2-on-2. Both Mons are at full health. If I had Play Rough on Zeraora, I'd feel a little bit more confident. I don't know how bulky that Muck is. Sunsteel Strike should still 2-shot. I think my only play here is to click Sunsteel Strike. I definitely outspeed. I'm sure he's got Earthquake on this Haxorus. Earthquake almost OHKOs us, but if we get up a bulk up, or is it worth it to just take him out here? The 2 Plasma Fists take out the Muck. That's what I need to know. It's going to come down to that, I think. It's a roll. I think I just got to go... Low kick here. I think I just clicked Plasma Fists. GG. Man, we both definitely made some misplays. I don't know how we brought that one back. But GG, very well played to Craw Daddy, a.k.a. Jakey Shaky, on here. You know, I don't know how to feel about that one. We won, but I made some misplays. He made some misplays, so I guess it's even. It was a very close game. I mean, I'm happy that we got the win. Like I said, I don't know how to feel about it because I don't know what happened with that Lunala. I'm going to have to ask him what happened there for sure. But we won, I guess. Miami Heatran 7-3 or 7-2 with a +9 differential. So, I mean, that's good. We still got another very intense battle next week. I guess it's on to the next one at this point. I'm not going to focus too much on this one. Misplays happen. Miscalculations happen. I misplayed. It's part of the game we play, I guess. So, I'm not going to waste any more of your guys' time. We were somehow able to come away with this victory. But, I mean, I'm very appreciative. And let me know. Make sure if you did enjoy this video, first off, make sure you hit that like button, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on how dumb I was. It's clear I get the yips when in high-pressure situations. I forget these things I know. I can't believe I went for Thunderwave in that muck and then forgot about the Stealth Rocks. Maybe we could have turned. Maybe things wouldn't have been so close. Maybe I still could have won and felt good about it. You know, I'm not going to think too much more about it. I don't want to keep you guys here any longer. But comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this battle. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Ring that bell so you won't miss any videos. You'll get a notification as soon as any video goes live on my channel. And last but definitely not least, make sure you follow me on Twitter @MetaMech for more content and updates on the channel. Peace.